I'm Kathleen from Roots and Boots, and I'm going to show you how to save your own celery seed. I'm in Northern Virginia, Zone 7A. This is my kitchen garden right behind our house, right behind my kitchen, and I like to grow Utah tall celery, and you can see it here behind me. I have allowed some of it to bolt and go to seed so that I could collect the seed, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Here on this plant, we have all the stages happening. We have new flowers, which have not yet formed seed. And then we have some kind of green seeds, like these, that are getting closer. And then we have some that are brown and dried, like these, for instance. And if I can do this with one hand, you can easily release the seeds, and there are the celery seeds. On my celery plants themselves, we have all the stages. This is new green celery growth, and then I've got some older celery growth here that was never harvested, and then I have this plant which has gone to flower and gone to seed. Now, by the time your plant has gone to flower, it will no longer be very desirable for fresh eating. You wouldn't want to eat it as a celery stalk, for instance. Depending on how far along it is, you might be able to use the stalks for cooking, soups and things like that. But basically, the older the plant, the older the stalk, the more woody and brittle it becomes, the less desirable it becomes for eating. To some extent, you can treat celery like cut and come again lettuce. In other words, if you continue to harvest it when it's on the young side, you can keep eating it. It's tender and good for fresh eating. You can also preserve it, dry it, freeze it. And then again, as it gets a little further along in age, the stalks become less desirable for eating. And then if you like, you can allow some of your plants to go to flower, to go to seed, to set seed. And then once the seeds have turned brown and become dry, then you can simply clip them off and save them. Rub out your little celery seeds, save them for planting next year. Use them in your kitchen if you like, give them as gifts. I like to save seeds in brown grocery bags. I label the bag with what kind of seed it is and approximately when I collected that seed. And then by storing it in a brown sack like this, it allows me to kind of put it aside, allow the seeds to continue drying, make sure all the seeds are nice and dry, but it gives them airflow so they don't get moldy. And then later throughout the winter, as I have time, when I'm no longer working outside in my garden, then I can come back through, or I can assign this task to kids and have them actually separate out those seeds. And then we like to store them in a glass jar. This is a little glass jar where I have already added a few of the initial celery seeds that I collected, and then I obviously like to label it so that I know what I'm dealing with later on. And that is how to save your own celery seeds.